Hello, internet world. So I have a lot of stuff on my mind and running through my brain today. It's November 4th, day after our election in 2020. We're still kind of in limbo right now. There's a lot of things that are known, a lot of things that aren't known, and it's just kind of where it's at. Um, and yeah, lots of different feelings, lots of different emotions and everything passing through me, as I imagine for a lot of people in the country. And I think I'm feeling kind of disheartened by just kind of having to accept the reality that our political system here in the US has really never been a truly representative democracy. And it still isn't. And I don't necessarily fault like our founders for that. They literally created something that never existed and did their best, but the system's kind of always been rigged for essentially wealthy white people. And while I'm maybe more of a beneficiary of that than others, I still just think it's ironic. The cognitive dissonance is really challenging for me, and I think just seeing that today is this whole season, this whole year, yeah, it's a lot to take in. So it's been really helping me to sort of remember some of the bigger context that helps me, and some of that bigger context is that I truly believe we're in a time of pretty much immense transformation and growth as human collective. I think that we've been chipping away at this transformation and growth for at least 100 years, if not more than that. And that's where it can feel kind of like hopeless sometimes to think, oh, none of this stuff is ever going to change. It hasn't changed yet. Why will it? But in my experience personally, and even working with clients and stuff, it's that anytime we've got something, a pattern that's not good for us, a lower self-quality, a trauma, a wound, something that's kind of holding us back from being our full, more evolved conscious selves, whenever that thing is under threat, it pushes and resists and gets super defensive, and things always get worse right before we finally break through and they get better. And I kind of have always kind of felt like that's some of what's been happening with the Trump presidency and all the stuff connected to that, is that it's not hidden anymore. That shadow's out there, that ego's out there, that, the system being rigged against, people of different variations other than white male. That's, we can't pretend anymore. And the fact that it's like fighting so hard makes me feel more optimistic that it's about to collapse. And it's still challenging when it doesn't feel like a lot of progress is super obvious in the way that at least I would hope some of that progress to be. And so with that, this morning I kind of had, was processing and had a little awareness about part of what I believe that transition is as humanity, is that we're moving into a time of greater consciousness kind of on our planet, or presence, or whatever word you want to use. And that part of what we're seeing is all of the unconsciousness that's stopping us. And that part of the challenge, part of the test of this time, is to remain in consciousness in the face of extreme unconsciousness. And that's challenging. It's really easy for me to want to go back into my victim, to want to blame and shame and, be just as angry at a side that's opposite from me as, I can be. And that, coming back to that consciousness, coming back to that presence, and remembering that, you know, it's a lot bigger than that, and that we all are one, and that there's a universalness to everything, and that the more that I can keep my consciousness, the more that I can keep that presence and that kind of universal space, that's actually part of the change that is needed, to keep just shining the light on all the dark. So that feels like a lot sometimes, but I also don't know how else to do it. And I really just believe that, keep taking care of you, and keep taking care of the people you love, and keep taking care of your community. You keep finding a way to bring peace into your life. Keep finding a way to bring joy into your life. Keep finding a way to bring your soul and your presence and whoever you are kind of more and more to the present moment. And I think that's about the best gift we can give each other. And if more of us do that more of the time, there's no way that this crazy drama that we're in right now is going to last for the duration of my lifetime, the duration for a lot of your lifetimes. But I think it's going to keep being messy. So I'm saying this as much for myself as for anyone that's, watched this far in, is to remember that we individually all have a choice about how sucked into the drama and the unconsciousness we get. And that doesn't mean we disassociate from it or that we say that it's okay. It's just trying to find what we're for instead of what we're against, and working on an evolution and not just like another revolution around the same like drama triangle. So those are some of my random thoughts here day after election, and I'm sending big love to anyone that's watching, and my heart really goes out to just everyone and all of there's a lot of intensity right now. So take care of yourself, take care of those you love, take care of your community, and yeah, I'll see you next time.